Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is June 3rd, 2025, and Barcelona are in talks with Luis Diaz. Also, Frenkie de Jong is firing his agent, and I'm going to tell you why. And finally, Thomas Partey is currently being linked with Barcelona. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and just a reminder, as I announced in yesterday's podcast, starting June 14th, I will be doing a weekly podcast every Saturday, exclusive only to channel members, where we're going to talk about whatever you guys want, Barcelona, football, anything. You can ask me anything, we'll talk about it. And again, this will be exclusive for channel members, so if you're a member already, you'll have access to these podcasts. And if you're not, you still have time to become one. All right, let's begin with the news because, ladies and gentlemen, Barcelona have confirmed the news that I broke to you several days ago, maybe it was a week or two ago, and that is that Alexbay is now a Como player. Now, Alexbay left on loan during last season. He spent the first half of the season with Celtic. During the second half, he moved to Cesc Fabregas' Serie A team Como, where he impressed Cesc Fabregas and where Fabregas told the player that they would like to keep him and they would like to activate his release clause. Seemed that the player agreed to that, and well, now it's official. Barcelona have announced it through their social media accounts and through their website that Como has indeed paid the €6 million release clause for Alexbay. So Alexbay is no longer a Barcelona player. He is now a Como player. Well, he will play under Cesc Fabregas. If Fabregas stays, they're saying that he might go somewhere else, but Alexbay has become a Como player. Now, of course, Alexbay was one of those players that we would have loved to see, during the preseason, but he decided to stay in Como, and after all, looks like the left back position is covered with Balde, Gerard Martin, and with Jofre Torrens getting his chance to prove himself during this summer. All right, let's move on to the big bombshell, which is that Barcelona are currently in talks with Luis Diaz. Now, as you know by now, Luis Diaz is Deco's favorite option to reinforce the left wing position, and Barcelona have reportedly already started talks with the player to see where he's at, to feel him out, to see, are you interested in coming to Barcelona or not? Of course, we've heard it plenty of times from Luis Diaz's father and family that Luis Diaz has always dreamt of playing for Barcelona. We also know that Luis Diaz started negotiations with Liverpool to extend his contract. So Barcelona decided to reach out to see what's going on. And the bombshell is that Luis Diaz has communicated to Barcelona that yes, he would be interested in playing for Barcelona as long as Barcelona reach an agreement with Liverpool. Now you might say, well, duh, of course you have to reach an agreement. You can't just steal the player overnight. Well, what he means by that is that he is not going to force his way out. So Barcelona are going to have to reach an agreement with Liverpool. Whatever Liverpool will ask for, Barcelona will have to pay it. Luis Diaz is not going to force his way out because, of course, he doesn't want to leave on a bad note because, after all, Liverpool was a great place where he has spent some great years and had some pretty good memories. Now, does this mean that Barcelona will sign Luis Diaz? The answer is it depends. Because, as I've said many times before, Barcelona are not willing to pay €85 million for Luis Diaz, which is the current asking price for Liverpool. However, the reason why the club have reached out to the player to see if he's interested, because they think that they could sign Luis Diaz for a lesser amount. How and why? Well, as you know, Liverpool are looking to make big signings this summer, especially the signing of Florian Wirtz, who's going to cost them near 150 million, I think, if I'm not mistaken. His salary is also going to be huge. So Liverpool are going to need cash to cover these operations. They're going to need to clear space on their wage bill to cover these big salaries. So this is when Barcelona think that they could convince Liverpool to bring down the asking price for Luis Diaz. And if they do, then will Barcelona sign the player? Because again, Barcelona are not willing to pay the 85 million euros for the Colombian attacker. Now, how much is Barcelona willing to pay? They're saying something close to 60 million. nothing more. So it's kind of like what Barcelona had budgeted for the signing of Nico Williams. That's what they're willing to pay for Luis Diaz. They're not willing to pay, again, the 85 million euros. Now, when you ask people at Barcelona, why Luis Diaz, which a lot of you asked me that question, well, the answer to that question is 1v1 ability, speed, and of course, experience. And this is why Deco would like to sign Luis Diaz. This is why Deco has reached out to Luis Diaz and had conversation with him where the player has agreed or expressed his willingness to come. But again, Barcelona are not going to sign him for anything more than 60 million euros. And of course, my question to you is, do you think Barcelona will be successful in convincing Liverpool to lower their asking price? Do you think Luis Diaz will be a good fit? Let me know down below in the comment section. Now, as I've said many times before, I know people don't want to see Luis Diaz, but nonetheless, you have to admit he is a good player. You know, people like to say, oh, he's trash, he's garbage. Far from it. Just because you don't like him doesn't mean he's trash. But I do agree that 85 million euros is way too much for Luis Diaz, especially since he is 28 years old. But if Barcelona could get him for less, I think he would be a good upgrade for our left wing. But of course, I want to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions. Let me know down below in the comment section. And with that, we'll move on to the other bombshell of today. And that is that Frenkie de Jong, ladies and gentlemen, has asked his attorney to terminate the contract between Frenkie and his agent, Ali Dursun. Now, as I reported, I think it was last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, Frenkie de Jong finally picked up the phone and told Barcelona, yes, I am willing to extend my contract with you. Yes, I am willing to reduce my salary. And he did that by bypassing his agent, Ali Dursun. And now we know why, because it seems that Ali Dursun has been the reason for the delay of these negotiations. Barcelona have been trying to renew Frenkie de Jong for quite some time. The player has expressed his desire to stay, but Ali Dursun was stalling these conversations, asking for higher salaries so he can get a higher commission. And this is why Frenkie de Jong finally got sick and tired of Ali Dursun and told him, you know what, bro? You don't need to tell Barcelona anything. I'm going to take care of it. He picked up the phone, told Barca, yes, I want to renew. I'm even willing to reduce my salary. And now Frenkie de Jong really getting sick and tired of his agent and asking his lawyer, hey, I need you to terminate the contract between me and Dursun because I am tired of his stalling tactics. This guy is not doing what I'm asking him to do. So big news on that front. So it looks like Frenkie de Jong will be staying at the club. In fact, some reports are stating that even that negotiations have already began. Now, of course, Frenkie wants to stay. Flick wants to count on him. And now with Ali Dursun out of the way, or not yet, the contract has not been terminated yet, but with Ali Dursun being pushed out of the way, it looks like this renewal will finally happen. Now, let's end this video by talking about two more midfielders. The first one is Pablo Tore. Pablo Tore, who we still don't know what's going to happen with his future. Of course, Pablo Tore has not gotten minutes under Hansi Flick. Barcelona would like him to go somewhere else to get more playing time, continue developing and growing, but they would rather he do it on loan because Barcelona do believe in the player, so they would like to extend the contract of the player, which expires in 2026, send him out on loan so he can continue growing on developing. Or, of course, if the player insists on it, they are also open to selling him, but maybe maintaining a buyback clause or some kind of option where they can, bring him back in the future in case he does end up, exploding onto the seed. But for now, Pablo Tore is not too sure on whether he wants to stay or he wants to leave. But in case he decides he does want to leave, he does have plenty of options, with many La Liga clubs wanting him, including Mallorca, Sevilla, Real Betis, and even clubs in the Portuguese league like Porto. Now, the second goalkeeper we're going to talk about before ending this video is Thomas Partey, whose contract expires in a few days and he will become a free agent. This is someone that Barcelona considered signing last summer, and now links are coming up again, reports stating that Barcelona are considering signing Thomas Partey as a free agent. But I'm here to tell you that there is no truth to those reports. Yes, Barcelona were interested in Partey last summer, but after the rise of Marc Casado, Marc Bernal, after Frenkie found his old form under Hansi Flick, Barcelona are not interested in signing Partey or any other midfielder for that regards. Anyways, that is all the news. I did do another video before this one, so make sure to check it out. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and as always, Visca Barça.